Yo, Nemi Gang, just a slight update on my Galv Shards Tactician Duo companion build. I am now in tier 15 maps. My clear speed is pretty good. I'm not having any difficulties in terms of damage. I am level 87 now, and I also got my final 2 ascendancy points from the trial of the sekhemas. I beat the 4th and final floor. So I thought I would share this experience with you guys because I did not fight this boss in the first season. I fought the trial master instead, trial of chaos, but that was with an overpowered ice strike monk build. This time around, I'm not using any overpowered build. Like, this build is good but not overpowered in any case. So I thought I would share the boss fight and talk more about the build, problems I've been experiencing in terms of defense, and just what I plan to do to make the build better going forward. Feel free to skip the boss fight if you want, so I'll just discuss what I plan to do with the build.
Come, Taljari. I shall enact your fate. Rid yourself of your delusions. Rid yourself of your delusions. There can be no mistake. Your faith binds you. There can be no escape. You are not in control. This only ends one way. There can be no escape. The sands of time wait for no one. You may have delayed your destiny, but you are not in control. There can be no escape. There can be no escape. The hour grows late. This only ends one way. There can be no escape. You flow. Rid yourself of your delusions. You are not in control. Back, you flow. The sands of time Wait for no one. A fortuitous escape. You may have delayed your destiny. Neither if not. This only ends one way. Return to nothing. There can be no escape. Neither in nothing. Rid yourself of illusions. The sun sinks till dawning.
So there you go, boys. Not too bad for a first time run, eh? But I will admit I did research a bit on the boss. I know when the game first dropped, the time stop mechanic screwed over a lot of people, so I had to do some research. I was lucky to get a movement speed boon. Oh my days. A movement speed boon gave me 40% increased movement, and because our build is customizable because of the companions, I also ran a companion that had haste aura, so we had a bunch of movement speed, right? So again, that's what I love about this build, the ability to just customize depending on the mods that your companion has. And as you can see, it's a very comfy build. Only one button against bosses, shock burst rounds. Your beasts apply the shock for you. The only thing you have to do is press buffs, right? Maybe drop a banner here, emergency reload here. You can drop, I'm running a Ripwire Ballista that has Font of Rage just for some extra damage. And your minions, your companions can use this as well, so drop in a totem here once in a while. But overall, it's just a very comfy build. And again, this is a very cheap version, guys. No divine orb used. The most expensive item is my crossbow at 20 exalts, so we can only get stronger from here. And this is why I say this build has so much potential. Now, in terms of defense, boys, this is where I want to focus on the build going forward, because I am dying quite a bit. I think I have now about 100 deaths at level 87. For my last 2 ascendancy points, I grabbed Starlight Use Cover. So you defend with 200% of armor, so your armor is doubled. However, it's capped at 50, right? 50% damage reduction is your cap. This applies for evasion rating as well. So armor sucks, right? Armor sucks, and I admit it, because man, I remember with my monk, bro, I stacked so much ES, we had Grim Fist, and I was not dying, bro. Even from the huge ass slams with the monk, I was tanking so much. But with the mercenary, I don't know, man. I think it's because armor, bro. Armor just sucks. So what I'm thinking of doing is combining acrobatics with Starlight and Use Cover. So acrobatics makes you evade all hits. This includes slams, and the slams is what gets me a lot. However, we lose 70% of our evasion rating, or 75% less evasion rating, which sucks. We are already losing 30% of our defenses from the trusted kingship node, which lets us run 2 different companions. So Starlight Use Cover caps our evasion rating and armor at 50%. So I think combining this with acrobatics can help in a sense, but again, this is just experiments, guys. This is why I don't want to post this build immediately, because I want to reach a point where I'm satisfied with the build in terms of defenses used. So I don't know how Starlight Use Cover is going to interact with acrobatics, because if we don't evade, right, because 50% is what we'll have in terms of evasion rating, only 50%. If we don't evade, that means that slam or the defense is going to our armor. And I don't know if Starlight Use Cover giving us 50% maximum, but do have a doubled armor though. So 50% of our doubled armor will give us enough to tank that huge ass slam. So that's something that I need to test. And we do also have other defensive layers. We do have the 15% of damage going to our minions first. I don't know if that Starlight Take Cover mitigates that as well, like with the cap. Again, requires testing. So what I plan to do with the minions as well is get defensive and offensive layers. As of right now, the minions I have are mostly offensive. Like for example, this run here, My quadrilla has healing and he conjures lightning storms, right? My pig applies shock and leaves shocked ground. That's pretty much it. I do have an invulnerability aura on a quadrilla, but he is only hasted. Doesn't give me any other stuff except from, you know, the invulnerability aura pulses. So I'll try to run something that's very well balanced, which will require me to farm for better mods. So maybe lightning storm, because the damage from lightning storm is really strong. So damage from lightning storm, leaves shocked ground as well as always shocked, and then from my other companion, invulnerability aura as well as all damage shocks if I can, or even all damage ignites, so that we can run the support gem that makes our shocks permanent on ignited enemies. So I'll try to experiment a whole lot, boys, especially with defensive auras and defensive stuff from our companions. Combine that with stay light use cover from our ascendancy node, as well as acrobatics from the tree, and see how all those combine, and just see how much damage and deaths we can mitigate. And then I'll update you guys and post the build on Mobalytics. So that's my idea for the build right now, guys. A simple update for those of you that are interested. I'll post the build, the link in the description, just a summary of the build, although not complete, guys. Keep that in mind. I will post it on Mobalytics as soon as it's done. So anyway, if you're new, please do consider subscribing. I am covering PoE2 content now. I'm kind of new to the game and I'm loving it. Hella addicted to this game. So, you know, join the Nemi gang. I'll be much appreciated. And yeah, thank you so much, boys. Leave a like and take care. GG.